Righty then.
What's happening, everybody? We're just here. We're here. We're doing things. We're going to talk about a couple things. Mostly, we kind of have a distillery going now.
Really quick,
We
before
accepted
we get to the rest
delivery
of
of
the video,
89
we
barrels
gotta talk
yesterday.
about
You guys will-
how important sleep is to me, how important it
It's
should
the
be.
only way to do it, buddy.
All right.
Set up.
All right. It is set up. Anyways, we had a fantastic day yesterday. We got a bunch of barrels. Did some cool stuff that you guys will see in the next Thursday video. Next Thursday video. Patrons know. Patrons voted for what we're doing. But yeah, we just kind of hung out, did some cool shit over there, and we're going to do some more cool stuff today. And I was here, and I said we should do a live stream. So we're doing a little morning live stream with y'all. Well, whoever shows up. How about that?
Yes.
Oh, and we still have no heat right now, so that's fun. Dan says it should be getting fixed at some point. Maybe.
I haven't even got a fucking call back, so it's up in the air. It's up in the air.
Got a little Kirkland cold brew going. It's pretty good, actually.
Kyle, the beanies aren't even the same color, you know? Like, you guys got to get better. You do. You got to get better at your jobs.
Here, do I gotta...
Dustin says you look like a condom. That's what Dustin said. There you go. That's what the people want.
Yeah.
They want the antenna hat. It looks just like our Verizon antenna.
What were you doing? The other one? Just smashing it down?
Yeah, the Fred Durst.
Yep.
The 90s, gangster look.
All right.
The white guy trying to be like a, Spanish or Mexican or something like that. I feel like is what that is.
So just,
How's the weather?
just hat.
Rainy.
it is very rainy.
Rainy and
It was
gross.
Rainy and cold last night.
Yep.
Thankfully, we got everything moved before the rain really sat in last night, because that would have been a nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
He lay down?
Mm-hmm.
Good dog.
He just found the putting green finally and was like, you know what, this is a good spot.
That's good. I felt bad. I keep leaving him every morning.
Yeah.
Just sadly watching me leave.
I know. Knox, if you were just like
Come here,
a
Bobby.
calm, normal dog, you would just
Yeah.
go everywhere.
Yeah, he's kind of calm. Not at all.
He's a good dog. He's a happy, nice pup. Is
He's
what he
anxiety ridden.
is. He's a very nice dog,
I
aren't
figured
you?
I just need to start introducing him to the shop so we can get him over as a shop dog.
Hi. It's people that make you freak out.
Yeah.
You weirdo.
He loves people
You weirdo.
because he thinks people equals pets. So more people, more pets.
And they usually do
Yeah.
because he's friendly.
He's a handsome boy. Right now I did bring some whiskey over, morning whiskey.
I pump.
Aye.
He's like, I'm good. Tired of you guys. When is the Golf Channel going up? No fucking, like 3 months probably from now. When we have enough content to make it through the fucking winter. You know what I mean? Make a putt at the distillery, 10% off. There you go.
I got a part of a video going right now. Didn't know how mad Adobe could get importing a lot of stuff at once.
Oh.
About
You just have to drop it and walk away.
100 gigs is really where
Oh,
it
yeah.
starts to get a little twitchy.
yeah.
And
You
that was
just-
just ACAM.
You just gotta drop it and walk away. You gotta.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's gotta build out all the fucking audio levels. You know what I mean? The little thingers, the waves, audio waves on all the audio tracks. And
Oh, but yeah, that was just importing it into the like the folders, like the
that's
project.
what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
It does that when you do that, which is so weird.
Yeah.
So that when you drop it on the timeline, they're already there.
Heard my computer go and sound like an Apache helicopter landing
the
in my
fans?
basement because every fan was at 100%. But yeah, I started editing that kind of this morning. Made it through. We were just about to putt. Several hours in. It's going well.
This is why I pitched hiring somebody for the editing on this. Because
I
I think
don't
it's
know-
going to be a nightmare.
I don't know if we could afford them.
Buddy, yes, we could. Because we would hire somebody and be like, yeah, if this is how, you just tell them how long the raw is.
A lot.
Like, that's all you do. Yeah, but you're looking at 2 video raws right now, is the thing.
4.
2 videos.
We got A cam, B cam, both GoPros.
Right, but 2 videos.
Yeah.
Like it finalized, that's 2
Oh,
videos,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So like,
Oh, no. I had already gone through and broke it up
Oh, there
into
you go,
the
okay.
2 different videos.
Sure.
Because I tried to import everything. I was like,
Sure.
you know what? I'm gonna, change it up in Premiere. You know what? Premiere said, fuck you. And I went, all right, cancel, restart. And that's what we did.
yeah,
So we'll get there eventually.
18-hole live stream, guys. You
It
you
would
know
be
how long that would
6
take?
hours.
I don't even think. I mean, I'd venture to say longer.
Oh, hey,
Those inserts never fucking. I hate those inserts.
probably just needs. It
I
just
have
needs.
2
I
of
just
those
gassed her up
inserts,
the
and
other
they
day.
fucking suck.
So you just got to get it right.
Those inserts constantly. They have awful Amazon reviews too. Found that out after I bought 2 of them. I don't know. They just if Zippo would just make their own insert, that would be the move. But they don't. I bought a lighter that was they do now, or they
That is
probably
a
they
Zippo
do, and
insert.
they didn't fucking, or I
Yeah.
didn't find them. They're just fucking
It's just okay. If I'm being honest.
inconsistent, is
Yeah.
what they are. Like, and it's a bummer. A soft flame Zippo is great until you go outside and it's windy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like indoors, soft flame Zippo, the move.
Yeah.
I'd say, but
Oh,
turn it into the backup channel. And one of you reads chat while the other one takes the shots. I mean, we could do that for a whole.
yeah.
You know what I mean? That would be a whole video. You know what I mean?
We would need the internet to support the upload of a video.
We could do that. I think we could do that part for sure.
It'd just be off a phone.
No, that router at Virtue,
Okay.
that's a mobile. We can travel with that.
Oh, okay.
And it would just work off 5G. So as long as you had good, like if you had real 5G, you'd be perfectly fine, honestly.
Yeah.
Probably be as fucking good as like most people's houses.
Yeah.
Because good 5G
Good
were actually
5G 's
really
good.
good.
Good internet,
really
yeah.
fucking good. 5G in Indianapolis was fucking crazy.
It would.
That was an ultra band or
It
whatever.
would, yeah, it was
That
moving.
wild.
Yeah.
We're
We're just here. We're just do a little morning chat. Because why not?
for
We can.
another 10 minutes, and then I'm leaving.
About 15.
Probably not.
Who's showing up at 10?
The person that emailed us. Buddy, last night we had so many conversations
Yeah.
about this.
Yeah, that's
I
fine.
said, leave your keys there. I got to be there at 10.
They're in my pocket.
And then I
I
said,
told you
I
that.
called you back and said,
Yeah.
since you're coming over, just bring them.
Yeah.
I got to be there at 10.
Yeah.
Like, this has been the plan the whole time.
10-ish.
No. Nobody said 10-ish.
10-ish.
I
is
never
what
said 10-ish.
I heard 10-ish.
I said 10. That is gracious. Y'all streamed off a hotspot for months? Yeah, I mean, with shitty fucking phone service, too,
Yeah.
in all honesty. But
That's in the woods, too. God damn. On top of this.
Explorer Joe, what did you say? Zippo has a flavor? Dude, for how long? Like a puff, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, Alec swears by Bix.
Yeah.
So.
Alex said he wanted to have a cigar, and apparently he's not right now. I'm smoking a LFD Solace.
I have a American from Alec Bradley.
The LFD, those Solace, I've tried to buy a box of them and it fell through on a website, which is a bummer. They're really good. The Kelvin Batch 6, I think you're probably talking the 4-gate. Batch 6, K Luke Batch 6. I guess I don't know what you're talking about. K just remind me of Kelvin. The Kelvin 60.
Kluke Batch 6, of course. I have no idea.
Bove said, Dan's going to start treating live streams like travel, only going to do it if it's worthwhile to him. Wait, what? We were on Tuesday.
Both just doing both things.
Bove, we're
really close
You're
to
so dumb.
having stuff finished, though, at the distillery. Like, we're
Yes.
getting there. We've got most of the stuff to finish off the tasting room.
Yep.
Your sister came and did flooring yesterday for us.
Yep.
While we were unloading barrels. That was nice.
Yep.
We just got to get a countertop, finish out a couple walls. We're going to be meeting with my brother and an electrician tonight, try to lay out a lighting plan for us. That way it
Yes,
doesn't
we gotta
look
get
like
rid of our
a
fucking-
warehouse you're going to die in.
It doesn't. It looks. I would say currently the lighting's worse than that. somehow. It's like a mix between a fucking medical surgery room and a dungeon.
But like one you're gonna die
It's
in.
currently lighting. Well, you could die in both of those spaces. Actually.
Yeah, but I'm thinking more or less like you woke up in a bathtub ice type of.
One of the
feel.
lights does buzz, and they are different colors due to them dying
Yeah.
slowly. So it's not good.
Little Baileys and coffee. We just got cold brew. Because
What? I'm making it.
Costco's the way.
Yeah, Costco's. These things, if you throw a little 1 pump sugar-free vanilla, tiny bit of I go heavy cream, good mix, fucking solid, real
We need
great.
to get those pumpers because every I
Oh,
like
the pours, that's a risk.
yeah.
It's a risk.
I like a little bit in my
Yeah,
espresso.
that's a
You know,
risk,
just like a
buddy.
little bit. But every now and then you get those little,
Oh.
and you're like,
Or you like just look away really quick, and you're like, why did I do that?
so I do the flavoring first because if I put too much now,
can add
just pour it
coffee.
out. Just pour it
Or
out.
you know what I do? I've done that before. I've opened a second can. Level her off, dude. Oh, wait. I'm going to drink in 2 of these cans of coffee.
Oh yeah.
I can do it at once, or, I can enjoy it and not, because if I fuck it up, I'm not going to drink it. It tastes so bad when you over
Sweeten.
syrup
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
You know who does it? With all due respect.
Starbucks. What's up?
No, Starbucks is good at their, Starbucks has their shit perfect. I'll take you somewhere that'll make Starbucks look like a fucking craft coffee.
Their coffee is always sweet as hell though.
The Live Oak. Go there.
Oh,
and,
yeah?
Go there and get a intentionally flavored. Like go there and not something on their menu. Go. I want like a cold brew with vanilla syrup and cream, and you'll take one drink and be like, I
Anytime
will
I've
vomit.
ever got something there, they ask how many pumps. Like
I
how
just
many
started.
pumps you want?
I started
one pump.
informing them.
One pump, man.
I want the biggest size
Just like
you
me.
got and 1 pump. So the reason, come to find out, we found out was they make their own syrups.
Oh.
So they're like concentrates.
Yeah.
They're not like cut. So it's like, yeah, man, when 1 pump of a concentrate is very different than 1 pump of fucking water sugar. Best whiskey and cigar pairing? Dude. That's you know who would answer that really well? Alec, who was in here earlier. Dan Lake says, always assume Dan was a 1 pump guy. It's usually too long, dude. Usually too long. This is my last night. I'm sure Ricky's not watching this. Last night, she's like, took a long time. I go, yep. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't.
I went to bed early last night. I was tired. We were in bed before 10 o'clock.
I'm ready for this fucking week to be over for me, personally.
Blue or green tomorrow? Blue, green, what?
Probably U of M or State. Did they
Oh,
play or something?
well,
Is that a thing?
Oh, yeah, it is tomorrow. Holy shit. Blue. My wife's whole family went there. So I forgot that is tomorrow.
Kelly Magic Toast is good with coffee.
Dungeon Lighting Fund. Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, bud.
We have like a cool idea of being able to have kind of like a drop ceiling with lighting almost, but it's
Yes.
just going to be like a floating structure.
Yep.
And my brother's a welder, so he can make things happen like that. And
Yep.
then we know people who are electricians, so they can make lights happen.
Yeah,
And
thank
then
God.
we can have something that, honestly, lighting will be really big in there. We talked with Luke and laid out some sign designs for the wall last night.
Ordered all of it last night.
Yeah. We went to check Dan's math on a couple things.
No.
How you went awry.
Was it? Yeah. Fuck Wayfair.
Yeah.
I showed it
was
to
not, I was going to say, it was not labeled
I showed
very
it to my
well.
dad this morning, and my dad goes, I'd ordered 3.
Yeah.
I go, if I needed 8 or 9,
Yeah.
how many of this would you order? Gave him the phone. He goes, 3. I go, okay. Not just me, like, just fucking. And the worst part is, I was like, you're just trying to trick people at that point, is what you're doing with the money. Trying to trick them.
Magic Toast is a great morning cigar with coffee.
We just went over this.
What?
We just went over Magic Toast with coffee.
Mm.
About 45 seconds ago.
I didn't get a lot of sleep last night.
Buddy, you have, in the video that I was editing this morning, I go, yeah, so we got 21% rye over there. It's 5 years old. You go, we only have 3 of those. And I'm like, 3 of them? You go, yeah. And I'm like, we should have like 12 of those. And you're like,
yeah,
you said 20% rye. I said,
Yeah.
I said 21% rye. And you go, didn't hear that. And I'm
Yeah.
like, we're staying this far apart.
yeah. Okay. Yeah, you mumbled through her.
Oh, I didn't.
Mumbled
I
through
got
her.
the clip. The fucking camera
Fucking
picked it up.
20%, 21%. You know, they sound very similar.
Feel different, don't they?
Feel very similar.
21 and 20 don't feel the same.
Yeah, close. I went to bed early. Still terrible sleep.
Yeah.
Just up a lot. I woke up at 2 o'clock and was like, all right, might as well just get up. I'm ready to go. Then I looked at my watch and go,
Yeah.
I'll roll back over, I guess.
Got a solid 5 last night. Midnight to 5
And
was the sleep
I just
last
woke
night.
up at 5.
Got up at 5.
Sat
Came
around
out
for a while.
here, started editing.
Edited at 5:30.
Fucking nightmare. Did it?
Gabby goes, why didn't you let the dog out? I go, I'm not training him to do that at 6 o'clock in the
Yeah.
morning. So
Got to do
That's
the
why.
exact same thing yesterday at 5:30 though. Got 30 more yesterday. I'm fucking ready. I'm real set on this week. It's just too much this week.
it's been a lot this week.
Between barrel transfers and TIBs and label approvals, I've got 3 of our labels submitted. Got a TIB for somebody up in Traverse City done.
Nice.
I've got all of our barrels here except Barton's, which got picked up yesterday. And then the editing, like the 2 Thursdays, because we had a weird deadline on one of them.
Yep. That'll be
Real fucked
next
week.
Thursdays.
Very fucked week.
And then, yeah, this Thursday was the vlog, which that was a quick turnaround. That was a week, basically, on the turnaround of that.
Yeah.
And there's always a lot to go through when we do vlogs, so.
I was so looking forward to this Virtue Edit. I'm like, this is going to be great. It was planned out. One of the most planned videos I think we've done, at least recently, like from a vlog or a Virtue standpoint.
Yeah.
3 hours of fucking raw.
Really?
Yep. 3 hours. 3 fucking hours. I just dumped it on the timeline because I'm like, it'll be like an hour.
Yeah.
Which will be great. Dumped it and went,
Fuck.
wow, just fucking shit on my cereal.
That's
You
going
know
to
what
be
I
a
mean?
2Xer right there.
Just shit on my cereal. Did you hear Frosted Flakes cause cancer? Allegedly.
What?
Did you hear that?
Okay, no.
Allegedly. Wheat Thins, too. Dead serious. Not even fucking with you right now.
Wha-
Isn't that wild?
Where's this coming from?
Japan and Europe banned all of our foods with a
duh.
certain chemical. No,
Yeah,
this
that's
happened
fair.
like a week ago.
Okay.
All with one chemical. And they were like, these are the foods with said chemicals, like Frosted Flakes, Wheat Thins, like a bunch of them. So it's when they process food, it's a flavor enhancement
Oh, yeah,
chemical.
yeah. Okay.
That chemical, highly linked to a lot of cancers.
Nice.
I'm
Good
like,
for us,
Great,
man.
they're still in our fucking stores.
Tastes great, though.
Still in our stores. Like, what are,
They're great.
get them the fuck off the shelf. How about that?
Tony the Tiger.
Thank God for the FDA or whoever does the food approvals. You know what I mean? It's gracious. You guys are doing a bad job. Yeah, Wheat Thins apparently not great.
What the fuck?
California banned Skittles. Was that because of the food dye?
I think it's the red dye.
Yeah, red
Like,
dye's not good for you.
Yeah, red dye is supposed to be really bad.
It's bad for kids.
Yeah.
I don't know how it affects adults. Not good for kids though.
Probably not good for us either. You know. Just
Yeah,
gonna
I
go out on
think.
that
Well, like
limb.
adults' bodies can generally filter stuff better. Alcohol, marijuana.
Well, it's
Not good
that
for
it,
kids. You know what I'm
it's
saying?
not that it filters it better. It's that it you know, they're growing still, so it kind of clamps down on like growth in
Sure.
the human
Well,
body.
fucks their
So
brain and shit.
development. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, you just don't develop quite the same when you
Alex
are
said,
processing
watch
said
your
chemicals.
mouth. In regards to what?
I
The
don't know.
FDA.
Is he the FDA?
I don't think anybody thinks that they like can't be bought. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Sugar did a good job
yeah.
buying them years and years ago.
I mean, Coca-Cola's still on the shelves. Shit's half sugar.
Buddy, there were. I mean, the
And-
FDA decides not to go through like pre-workouts. There was meth in
Oh,
a pre-workout like
The
10
one
years
that
ago.
fucking Jesse
Mhm.
Norris. Is that his name?
You
Jesse
bought
Norris?
cases of it.
Yeah, pallets. They said they bought pallets of it when it
Why
was getting
not?
cold.
Makes me strong as fuck.
Well, it had meth
Ran
in
through
it.
a wall. Come to
It
find out.
literally had meth in it.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy.
Like not a maybe they're it's a joke they put meth in it. No, it was actually meth.
It had like meth compounds.
Yeah, meth like
Yeah.
whatever. it's
AKA
meth.
got you high.
Synthetic meth.
AKA you strong.
Can't imagine. Hey Jesse, how'd you pull 900 pounds? Meth.
I ran through a wall first too, which is even more impressive.
Like a fucking
It was.
Kool-Aid man.
It was Jack 3D. It was the first revision of Jack 3D, or not revision, but the first
formulation
Jack 3D,
of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone in
Dude.
the military loved that too, apparently.
I'm going to be honest. Bring back the original formula and provide it to the military for free if they'd like it. They don't have to take it, but if you would like it, it's available.
Yeah,
Why not?
that's fair.
What are we doing? I saw Night Angel had posted an article on Facebook in regards to the government testing for PEDs in the military.
Yeah, what are we doing there? You
Hey,
know who I want on
test that-
PEDs?
Test that they have them.
Yeah.
You know what? You don't have them? You got 2 options.
Yeah.
We need you on
Hey,
'em,
Martinez.
or we need you out.
You pissed a little cold this month.
Yeah, we need to warm you up. You know what? We're going to bump it up. You're
New
getting
cycle, baby.
another gram of test this week.
Yeah.
This week, 1 more gram.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest, and I don't think that they should have to take them, but I definitely think it should be encouraged and Doctor watched.
Yeah.
Let's do the labs. Let's make sure they're going to live a long time. The Rock has lived 70 years on fucking...
That was the other one, I think. Reggie, Craze. I think that might have been the one that Jesse Norris had.
Was it?
Yeah. Jack 3D definitely had fucking meth.
Jack 3D got pulled off shelves.
Crazy. There's
And then
a video
reformulated.
of him talking about it where him and his training partner went in and bought like a pallet.
Sure.
Just from like GNC. They're like, yeah, just fucking buy
If you
it.
love it, obviously they thought it was going to go away, which is why they bought so much of it.
Yeah.
They might have,
Well, they were right.
Might have had some inside information there.
Yeah, they were right.
But they were correct, and it was a bad idea.
We got a Virtue video coming.
Next week, buddy.
Yep. At Buc-ee's. Ugh.
Man.
Get some burritos, man. I'm hungry.
They literally did a study that showed spec ops all have low tests. I think just everybody does now. I think that's how it works. And then turned around and said,
Yeah, crazy.
we're testing, not helping.
That shit was fun. Yeah, we're kind of working. We're doing
I don't
things.
know. Yeah, I got to go. All right. Thank you guys for hanging out with us.
Before you go, we gotta
leave.
We gotta run that.
There's an ad.
There's an ad.
It's for Helix.
Yep. Is it going?
Love you guys. For real, do love Helix mattresses. Genuinely. Before we run this ad. See you guys later.
I'll stay for a little bit. Oh, yeah.
You and the best way to get some great sleep at night. We're working with Helix Mattress. We have been for a while now. Helix Mattress has taken over my entire household. The only mattresses in my house at this point are all Helix mattresses. Love them to death. I think we've had our main Helix for over a year now. Have not had any issues. Have had an awesome experience. The Midnight Lux with a cooling topper, soft enough. You know, great for me, great for the wife. We love the mattress. The cool part is, in order to figure it out, instead of blindly ordering a mattress, you can go to their website and just take a sleep quiz, and it'll match you with the correct mattress for you, your wife, side sleeper, back sleeper, stomach sleeper, the whole thing. They got it figured out, which is great. This year, Helix also launched their new high-end series called the Elite Series. The Helix Elite Collection includes 6 different mattress models, combines high-end luxury with the Helix personalized comfort, tailored specifically to you. With Helix Sleep, you get a 100-night risk-free trial, which is great. There's not a huge, you get the mattress, you unpack it, which is insanely simple, very straightforward. Literally anybody can do it. Try it out. There's no risk just to try it. Honestly, after 2 weeks, my favorite mattress I've ever owned, and it's not even remotely close. There is a 10-year warranty on the mattress, which is just a cherry on top of waking up in the morning and not feeling awful. And on top of that, Helix has a bunch of financing options if you're looking for something like that. Helix will deliver the mattress directly to your door. Honestly, great product. Have loved it from the time we got it on. Kids are sleeping on Helix mattresses now. They've been great for us. They've been great to work with. Mattresses are freaking phenomenal. Couple of the pillows. I like 2 pillows under the head at night, 1 under the arm. Fantastic layout. Swear to God, it's just like, it's an all around, it's like an ecosystem at this point in our house. Love it to death. So huge shout out to Helix. Thank you for working with the channel. Go check it out. Take the sleep quiz, see what it says, see if you're interested. Honestly, no looking back. We've tried a handful of online straight to your door mattresses. This is easily the best one that Ricky and I have had. Thanks. Back to the video.
Muted. All right, Alec, you got to do it. I ended the ad. Buy a mattress. They're actually fucking fantastic. But, Dan had to go run. We got some meetings to attend to at the old Virtue, but I figured I'd hang out for a little bit. Me and Knox can chill. Dan's got Mikey's. He'll be fine. We got to actually play with the bottling line. It's nice. Shout out to Luke and Chris for being there also, and Dan's dad, because holy shit, 89 barrels on a truck. I can't wait for you guys to see that, because they brought out the biggest semi ever to get back into the shop. Buddy, you don't even like Dan. Come here. Yeah, look, people want to see you. They love you. No cigars. You're too young. You cannot have cigars. No, I know. You're sad. Your buddy is gone. Yeah, I brought Knox with me because I'm just sad leaving him at home every day now, because he just kind of lives alone because this week's been just trash and we've been traveling a lot. So I just figured I'd bring him with me today because eventually I'd like to have, like, when we're staffing our Virtue a bit more with ourselves, so we can have people in there for tasting rooms and stuff like that and picks and whatever else. Knox can be our whiskey dog because we don't have a rickhouse cat, which we have a mouse in there, which is great. But we can have him as our whiskey dog because he loves people. So more people, more pets. We get people in there, people will just come for Knox. Let me tell you. I'm so excited that Virtue's finally coming together a bit more. I know you guys have been seeing the updates. We got it'll be a big jump in time probably in the next video because I don't even know if, I don't think the tasting room and stuff was done before Dan had made the last edit. So on this one, you guys can kind of see more of the layout, which I said we've already got new flooring in. Dan just bought a bunch of like shiplap type stuff, but they're like, I don't know. Luke might be able to explain it better. They're like different colored boards, so you get like an ombre effect in there. And then we learned that the wall wasn't square, so we're gonna have to figure that out. I got more painting to do, but we're so damn close to having this place done. We'd like to do something kind of grand opening-ish in November, which we'll have more information on that when we get closer to it. But it's coming together. Hey, Sean, great turnaround on the barrel pick video. That was quick, turned out great. Yeah, dude, the drone's fun. I've been playing with that a lot. We kind of got it for the golf content, just so you could see holes, and people like to see that. I consume golf content, and I like when they show the drone footage, so I got it for that. And then I just was like, dude, we need to take this on all the picks, because it's really cool to see the different, like, angles of stuff and seeing where, like, Distillery's at. Because 9 times out of 10, they're usually in the middle of nowhere. So when you're looking around, it's like, oh, I mean, 13th Colony is in an old mattress warehouse. So you look around and it's like, oh, wow, that's just in the middle of nowhere. Just this giant building. That's kind of, well, shit. Virtue's right on that, too. It's in the middle of nowhere. We just have 2 big old buildings out there. Hopefully 3. And if anyone knows a place that does 48 by 48 pallets in Michigan and wants to ship them up to Virtue for us, reach on out for us, because we do not have that right now, and our pallets are trash. I was stacking some up with the fork truck last night, and it was a little sketchy. We already have 3 projects going right now. Chris has claimed a barrel, so we have 4 barrels in Virtue waiting to go, and then as soon as we get these last 12 coming today, we can start doing some blending projects, which we might pull a couple samples and start working on that. Like Dan said, he's finalized a couple labels. We got stuff in for a TIB to get some different barrels in there that we might be able to use. We'll give more information on that when it actually is happening. But just lots of stuff going on right now. Yes, just lay down. Good dog. Best dog. Okay, real talk. Everyone needs to give James the most amount of shit because he's supposed to be like a 5 handicap golfer, and he was the worst golfer when we went and filmed on Wednesday. It was very sad. Very, very sad. Mostly because he was on my team. And, I can't wait for you guys to see some of those shots because the old shot tracers on that are going to be challenging, to say the least. I think we only had 1 shot, and I think it was mine, that the ground went farther than the ball. And Klein doing Klein stuff. Come to find out, scratch golfers always show up. So that'd be fun. You're probably right. James, I think in the first 2 minutes of the video, the cart cam, James leads over to me and goes, all right, I'm a little hungover right now. And I go, you? No. they can't all be good golf days, but unfortunately, whenever you're against Klein, you need to have a game or you're just gonna get shit on because there are a couple shots, like recovery shots, that Dan puts him in the woods, and I don't fucking know how. He'll just put it on the green. He'd be like 180 out, just in the middle of a fucking forest, and it's just like, boop. I go, what the fuck is that? And he's like, pulled it. I'm like, all right, man. I don't know how he got that good at golf, but it's frustrating to watch. So, I mean, Dan's got his hitting net. I need to get a hitting net into my garage because I refuse to be the worst. And Dan has been hitting like 50 balls a day minimum, and he golfed so much better than me. I don't think Knox could fit in Dan's chair. Him's a big boy. Come here, bud. Come here. Can you get up there? Come on. You can get up there. Come on. Get up there. I know. That's just never gonna happen. I know, buddy. You're just a big boy. Dude, I'm really excited for the golf content. It's going to be a nightmare to edit because we're chaos. And other than that, it should be a lot of fun. We had Scott there running a camera for us. Oh my God. One extra I see why everyone pays for a cameraman now because it makes it 10 times better to have someone else running the camera for you. Yeah. So you need Dan to talk when I'm smoking a cigar. It's hard to smoke and talk to you guys. Kelly, wait. I didn't bring him to Virtue when everyone was there. I was going to say, I thought I brought him, but I did not bring him. There's too many people. We need to get him. He's a COVID puppy, so he gets real excited around that many people. Yeah, well, okay. So we have someone signed up right now. We're slowly trying to convince Scott to be more a part of it and be our camera guy. Scott can also golf really, really well. So there are a couple shots of him shooting, and he was the second best golfer that day. So that was always fun. But we're slowly figuring it out. The first day we went out there, a shit show would be giving it too much credit. I told everyone, I go, listen, we can pull a couple of clips out of what we shot, but it was a big learning process, and 99% of it was just unusable. We weren't holding the camera in any usable fashion to where it should be. I thought I kind of knew what we were going to be doing, but we did not. We did not know what we were doing. So there'll be a couple shots out of there. I got to pull a couple. We went to a sim in hit and found out the sim doesn't like Klein's golf swing in any way, shape, or form. And I think me and James hit it into the roof at one point in time. Dan hit it into the wall. It was just a lot of fun. We're just having fun with that. I don't think it's going to detract a lot from what we're doing here or the Virtue stuff. Virtue stuff should be calming down in terms of chaos shortly. We're so close to having the tasting room side done, and then like the production side's already ready to go. We could be like everything's hooked up. We kind of went through flow check on everything the other day. That side is good. We can use it. We can start basically bottling whenever. We just need to get some stuff, some blends going, like I said, and then we can go. We need to do a lot of organization out in the brick house, basically, or the barrel storage, wherever you want to say. And we've got a couple. We know we're going to be pulling for patrons to be bottling shortly, and we can get going on stuff for you guys. Okay. Getting Knox to Kentucky, I don't think is going to happen. He does ride okay, but at about 2 hours, he's done with the car. So it would be too many stints to get him down to Kentucky. Tubers, I think, okay, we've already talked about it. I think we're going to end up doing a golf outing next year. I'm not going to say for 100%, but we're just going to pay Luke to set up an event for us probably. And then we'll probably do something fun. So if you guys are into golf and want to come up to Michigan and have some fun, because it'll probably be golf outing paired with something for Virtue, so we can do a drop or something for people that are going to be there. It's going to be fun. And I think the move is you just park Klein at like a par 3, and you pay $5 and let him fucking hit a shot for you, and it'll probably be within like 15 feet. That's the move. And I don't know, we can probably string it together and do something charity wise with money that's raised off of that. I don't know. There's a lot of ideas on the table. Oh, Luke, we'll let you do it. We're with the planning of pours. It's usually coincides with around the time that we'd want to do something golf related. So we've got all that going on. Adding to it is just never going to happen. So if we can get Knox, yeah, good. We can get Knox. Good dog. If we can get someone like Luke to just plan it for us, I mean, we could just do it. It'd be great. I would love to do it. Me and Dan could just fucking drive around all day and fuck with people and hit shots and shank them and have fun. I know people would like that. We'd like that. Golf at Pours in the Park? Maybe, potentially. I don't know if we'd put them together because it might just be a lot to go back to back, but maybe it could be in the same realm or after. I don't know. That is one thing we still need is we're going to be hand labeling for a bit because we don't have a labeler that works with our labels right now. And the Omen line is going through a big retool, redesign to get that on there, which kind of sucks. It really sucks because we've paid a lot of money. I think Dan's going to throw some totals into what we paid for label design, creation, retooling, reworking, and we blew the budget for you guys, but we're really happy with how the labels turned out. But we still need to get a labeler that'll work. So we'll be hand labeling probably the first couple releases, and that's going to suck. When we went to Barrel King, they had 4 girls doing the labeling inside, and they busted it out pretty quick. But it was not fun. Not one of them was very happy about doing it. So shout out to everyone at Barrel King again for helping us out. Jared and Rachel are great. I don't know. I just kind of wanted to chill out, and I figured just doing a little morning stream for people would be fun. As you can see, I look like death because I'm tired. I've just kind of given up on sleep, and someone said that's just my body preparing for fatherhood, and I fully believe that. Are we gonna build a label jig? Probably not. We're just gonna throw them on there, and then it's funny because I guarantee Dan would just be like, "Oh yeah, we just rip it." But he is the person that was the most picky about labels when we were at Barrel King. It was, that one's like a degree off. I was like, buddy, we gotta get going. We have about 800 of these to put on. We can't be that upset about one little bubble. You gotta keep it going. Have a patron labeling party. We'll more than likely, people will know. I know people have reached out and said that they want to help. Like my dad, Dan's dad, other people have said like, hey, I'm retired. I can do stuff like that. Luke, other people in the community will more than likely come up and your OCD. Yeah, it'll be fine, Luke. You won't even notice it. But they'll come and help us do some labeling, doing some bottling. Like I said, we're ready to go. But as for figuring out the whole process of doing it is going to be a whole nother thing. There's going to be some hiccups, 100%. There's learning to everything. Me and Luke talked about it when we went to Barrel King. Thank God they have the same setup as us. So we learned a lot. There are things that I added to our process that they do, and I didn't even think about it until I was there, and they were like throwing on an inline strainer. I was like, oh shit, that's super smart. We just need to do that. And that was super great. I think we have a pretty robust process, but we'll find some failure points along the way. It's more likely going to be human error for error, but it'll be fun. I can't wait. I can't wait to get you guys some bottles actually to patrons in you guys' hands. I can't thank you guys enough for supporting us in this fucking journey. It's been a lot, and a lot has happened in the last couple months. Thanks to you guys. And like I said, can't thank you guys enough. It's getting there. Just never thought we'd be where we're at. And also, in 2 different ways. I never thought we were going to be where we're at because of how much everything hit a brick wall about 6 months ago. And I never thought we'd be where we're at because a goal like this seems so grand in the scheme of things of, hey, let's open a distillery. And everything has just kind of been working out. Dan's been really fucking pushing a lot of paperwork for us. So everyone give him a hug and say thank you for that, because that doesn't happen without all that paperwork and bullshit. And like you said, like just dealing with the TTB is never fun. It is such a mundane process, and it feels so archaic every time I talk to him about how it goes. But we're getting there. We're so close. I can't wait. We're getting the Barton barrels in today, so we can pop a couple of those, try a couple things, and maybe that'll spark some ideas in mind that we can do for some blends. And I just can't fucking wait to get shit out there. It'd be good. Anything you guys want to talk about? Oh, Dan took his fucking lighter, and mine is we're gonna limp this one along. Nothing like a nice morning cigar. I had one on the drive home to my car. I'll talk about it in the podcast sometime again. My car's still in the shop. I haven't heard anything from him. It's been over a week. And I was like, man, I had lit a cigar, and then we started doing some stuff, and I never got to finish it. And I go, I got my dad's car. My dad smokes. I can smoke in his car. So I had a cigar on the way home. It was really nice. I get why people doing it. Oh man, I am well aware. I woke up this morning at like 5:20 or like just after 5, and then I like snuck out of bed and I went and used the other bathroom so I didn't wake Gabby up. And I like looked in the mirror, I was like, gonna be one of those days, huh? And thankfully Dan had coffee because I was still late because time management is not my strong suit. And so I got here a little late. That's why Dan left. We were gonna run this a little bit longer. That's my fault. No, Dan is at the shop about nowish, I would assume, to do some work at Virtue. We got a couple different appointments. We got 10, 12, and I think 2 people cycling in through the day to do a couple things, to kind of talk shop, and then get some barrels in there, which we are about full of. Mostly because everything is laying on its side because, like I said, the you guys will see in the video, everything, they weren't palletized. It's way cheaper to ship non-palletized than it is for them. So we had 89 barrels that were on a truck that we had to get out, and the fork truck almost died. Well, it basically did. I got there in the morning, and I panic called Dan. I go, hey, the fork truck's not working. So I put it back on the charger real quick, and I was like, fuck, I don't know what to do here. And thankfully, that must have like jump-started something because it was almost a full battery, but unloading all the barrels and kind of figuring out a workflow process in there, we basically ran her down to empty, and then we had to go fucking get her going again. How many barrels can we store? A lot. Like a lot more than I honestly thought. When we get stuff palletized, we can stack 3 high out in that building and have pretty good separation between the rows. We have about 120 in there right now. Oh yeah, who the fuck said I never solo stream, by the way? I'm doing it right now. Anyways, we have about 120 in there right now with another 12, 3 pallets coming today. So somewhere between 120, 130 barrels are in there right now. And I bet if we got everything too high, we would have, or two stacks high, only half of our capacity in that warehouse right now. So we know we have probably around another 60 coming that we're holding for someone else, just to help them out for a bit. Kind of like how Jared helped us out in Barrel King when we needed like a quick 30 barrels held. He did that for us. So we're going to be helping someone else out. We'll get that in there. And then we'll start. We need to get new pallets. I already talked about that earlier. We need to get new pallets. The ones that we have are like reclaimed, recycled ones. They're the thinnest wood ever. When they were rolling barrels on it, it's like breaking the stringers and stuff. So it's like, we're never going to be able to go 3 high with those. 2, maybe. Yeah, we'll get there. And then, yeah, I think Monday is going to be the drop for 13th County. That was already barreled out bottled out like basically 2 days after we left. Dan has the sticker already done for it. We'll get that in there, get those on. It's a weird bottle. They're not cheap, but it's a 10-year bourbon, 9-year rye, both at cask strength, hazmat rye. Those are few and far between as a product goes. And I think the bourbon was like 130 something. So they are literally the fucking color of the 13th Colony Double Oak, both of them. They're going to be fantastic. Ryan gave the hot take of the rye being better than the Double Oak this year. I'm not going to say that. It's good. I don't think it's that good, but it's great. My favorite cigar bourbon pairings, I don't know. It depends. Like morning, I'm going with something lighter with the American, or like a Connecticut Nano. It's the way to go normally with some coffee. That's all I can think of right now. That's what I got. Dude, okay. Marshall, go look at the prices for the stay for Coda. Holy shit. So basically the way it works is you should just book out every weekend at a hotel like a month from now, in every weekend in October. Because as soon as the F1 schedule gets dropped, the hotels go from like $100, maybe $200 a night to about $400 to $500 a night. So you just get fucked for pricing. It's like Airbnbs do the exact same thing. As soon as that schedule drops, it is just fucking outlandishly expensive to just stay around. So yeah, and then I think general admission tickets were $300 or $400 for the weekend, which isn't bad, but you don't get a seat. It's, you can sit at like standing room or up on some hills or stuff. It's just fucking expensive, man. We looked at it, and I think it was going to be, we went to, like, we did a New York vacation, and it was going to be cheaper to go to New York and stay for a week in a fancy hotel than it was for the 4 days in Texas. So, just out on that. Dude, I can't fucking wait for that Backbone Irish whiskey refinished in a bourbon barrel. Dan goes, it just tastes like bourbon, though. I go, it's not. It's got that, like, at its core, it's an Irish whiskey. You can taste it. It feels like a more, like, a bourbon barrel aged Blue Spot. Like, Blue Spot is still, like, super strong into the Irish stuff. And, like, this has that idea, but way more into bourbon. So, most people will just enjoy it because you'll think it's fucking bourbon. You know what? It's fucking cold in here, by the way. Hopefully that shit gets fixed soon, or else we're just gonna be streaming in like winter coats and probably like fucking like the babushka hats, one of those to keep our ears warm. You know what I mean? I hope everyone's having a fantastic day. It's Friday, end of a week. It's been a long week, but productive week. You already looked up jigs. Okay. I think we'll have to make, like, just because of how big the essence labels are, I think it'll have to be, like, custom. And they don't have to be fancy. I watched a lot of people doing them with just, like, 2x4s. So just enough that you fit your bottle in, and then, like, a window that you can sticker on. Seems easy enough. Grand Traverse was using that. I don't know if they have a labeler or they're still hand labeling. But they had like just a jig that they were throwing on when they changed over all of their products to the one bottle and the same label and stuff. Will the temp and humidity fluctuate for the barrels? Yeah, so we don't have, there's no heating and cooling out in the building. There's just ventilation. So whatever Michigan has, I wish Michigan was a little quicker on approving our license, because if we could have had our barrels in there in like August, like early August, when we had those huge swings where it was getting down in the 50s at night and it was still over 80 in the day, like just being able to go in there, open up the door, get it nice and warm, close it down, and just have those huge heat cycles, that was going to be fun. For now, we have barrels that we're probably just going to put into the production side that stays heated. So it'll get, cycled. We'll turn on the heat when we're there, turn it up, and then I think it just goes down to like 60 at night. So there'll still be some heat fluctuation, but we just kind of want to go with what Michigan weather brings. So next spring, next fall, we'll have some more fun times that we can check some barrels and get an idea of what the temperature is going to be doing for us. But right now, we're going to be moving into winter, so everything's going to get probably pretty dormant. So we'll see what, excuse me, the like colder months bring us. Yet again, out. I nursing the cigar right now. But yeah, we're gonna have cool shit coming. I can't wait. I'm just excited to finally use the bottling line because it's been sitting there since holy shit, probably 6 months. That thing's been sitting there, just not used in any way, shape, or form. And now we get to fire it up, and I get to play with things again. I was putting on some hose clamps and stuff last night, just sanitary fittings. And Dan was like, "Oh wow, you're good at that." I was like, "Did it for years, man, so many years." Bowright Whiskey Company. I've not heard of them. Contract distilled. I mean, that's kind of what we're doing. We have our contract distillation at Sagamore. So now that we have space, we should be having a run here shortly, which is going to be one run of each mash bill on the still. The first run that we had this year was all 20% mash bill. We didn't do any more of the 35%. So there'll be kind of a lag there for 6 months on the 35% aging. Then the 20. So this one will be a split run. We'll do one run of the still on the 20, one run at 35, and then everything can go to our rick house. So it'll be a fully aged product here. Whereas we have stuff that's just over a year and a half or so that was distilled and aged for a year and a half at Sagamore. Paul, how many of those 120-ish barrels are you intending on bottling spring in single barrel? Okay. So 89 of them are our contract distillation. So the longest that we have is a year and a half on them. We popped a couple different ones. When we were talking about doing wave stave, by the way, we had talked about Sagamore already being a part of the wave stave from ISC. And Dan was rolling some barrels around and goes, "Holy shit, there's a wave stave barrel here." So we got to try that at a year, which it is definitely way different than the other distillate at 1 year. Way more oaky. It definitely needs time. The 35% seems to be way slower on the aging, which we kind of thought the higher rye would make it age quicker. But honestly, the low rye at a year and a half was way better. We tried that and we're like, I've had stuff way worse at 4 years than that at a year and a half, which gives us hope that we can start working with that stuff between 2 to 3 years for the base of blends. So we have 40-ish barrels of more aged stock. We've got a lot of 95.5 rye, so we'll probably be doing some Burr rye blends that are like 6 years. So the rye 1, rye 2 that we did for the first Pours in the Park, those were 7-year 95.5s. These barrels that we're going to be blending with are 6-year 95.5s. So get some Burr ryes in there. We have a couple barrels of our distillate at around between 4 and stuff coming up in February that would be 6 years. So, yeah. If you could barrel age your distillate anywhere in the world just to see what happens, where would it be? Oh, man, I don't know. We can do it in Dan's swamp. You just put a barrel out there, put an umbrella over it, and call it good, and see what happens. Because that's like the Wild Turkey 17 was aged in a cooler rick house and high humidity, so it went down in proof a shit ton. I'm thinking where we're at, we should at least maintain proof, especially with the temperature swings in the summer. But I don't know geographically where I'd go, because I feel like all the big boys have pretty much been everywhere. Especially with Scotch and stuff. They've done a lot of different aging. They've done so many different blends from around the world now. that I don't know if there's a right answer. I do know the 13th colony, Georgia apparently seems to be a fucking sweet spot at aging quickly without going to Texas. Texas is like the other extreme of aging. It is hot and fast. And then like Georgia's somewhere in the middle of like a Kentucky, aged in humidity. Yes, we will also age our stuff in humidity. And it will be aged in temperature. I don't think the Mariana Trench is going to go the way you think it is. Not gonna. I don't think we're getting that one back, buddy. I hear you're a secret Canadian Club whiskey fan. I don't. I don't understand how that stuff is still made. If I'm being honest, there's no way. Puppy? Oh, he's over here, babe. Come here. Mom's asking about you. He right here, just being a stinky puppy. It was bring your son to work day, so I brought him. Hopefully, he can go do some activities at the shop today and not be a total wreck. But we shall see. That's really on him now, isn't it? Yeah, so our distribution is going to be Bourbon Outfitters for patrons. Most of our stuff is going to go through there. We're going to self-distribute some stuff through the tasting room. So if you're local and a patron, or if you're just local and you just want to go into Virtue, that'd be great. We have stuff. We'll be keeping out a couple cases probably from everything that we do outside. I don't know how many single barrels we'll hold back. It'll probably be more of the blend stuff that we'll be doing. We'll be holding back, and will be for sale at the shop. So we eventually, at some point, will have that to be like open a day or two. We're just not there yet. So if you're local and you want to stop in, just shoot us an email at bourbonjunk@gmail.com, and then you can kind of check out the space. Hopefully in November, you guys will have a better idea of when and where and stuff. We're going to be doing probably like a soft / grand opening at some point in November, so people can come in, check out the place, see what's going on. We'll just have the whole building open, and people can kind of walk through, see what it's about. Yeah, we talked about maybe J-Hob having a case or two in their shop also. So it'll be more or less on the exact same level of what our stuff is right now when we do a barrel pick. So if you have distribution to you right now, that'll stay the same. You can get our products exactly the same. Yeah, we still need to get a couple things. One of the things is a fucking labeler, and those are not cheap, come to find out. That's why we'll be doing our hand labeling. Will there be bottle of your own? I think we're going to do something. I don't know if we're going to pull out just like a barrel. RD1 was talking about doing something similar like this, setting out a barrel and kind of rotating it in and out, like not fully part of the single barrel program, but if you were going to go to the shop that day, we could have something that we could barrel out one at a time for people. And I think that'd be super cool, because then it is like a gift shop only type of thing. And, you know, it'd be fun to pull out some of the more fun barrels just to have sitting there. So it, you know, would come up and age as people visit in and out. We're in Midland, Michigan. Yeah, well, the site's not up like fully functioning right now, just because we weren't trying to get like people coming when we're not open right now. So more information will get given, like I said, as we get into this more. It's just me and Dan, so we're doing what we can and kind of filling in the gaps where they're needed. It's slow. We're sorry. We're sorry. But yeah, I hope, well, Ryan's probably not in here, but yeah, hopefully we can have a couple cases of stuff sitting in there. It just kind of depends on yields. Most of our stuff is going to be higher because we do have control on that outside of the single barrels. But blend-wise, we can definitely get more in there. We've got all of the stuff in place to do that now. We need the whiskey that we can taste and start doing blends, and it's difficult because it is fucking cold in Michigan right now. And pulling a sample in the rick house, bringing it in to warm up, and then retrying it is a big part of doing a blend, and it all just takes time. So time. I'm sorry. I just got to ask you guys to be patient a little bit longer. This cigar just refuses to stay lit. Much harder when you're by yourself, come to find out. Dan's a lot better at it from all the video game streams he used to do. Most excited for short term? Well, I mean, we've just been kind of talking about it. I'm excited to get in there and start fucking using the bottling line. Actually using everything that we've paid money for and has just been sitting there waiting on approval will be so big. I think that short-term goals, that and finishing up the tasting room, hopefully in the next month, we can have everything buttoned down kind of how we want it, and then we can start getting people in. That'll be super cool to see, and I hope people are as excited as I am to get people in there to see everything, because it has been a fuck ton of work. And, you know, sweat equity, kind of, you know, when everything gets to the end, you're like, damn, you kind of forget how much work it was, but being happy about the results. And I'm hoping you guys are happy about it too. Virtue labels have a bear and a bull. Was that a subtle nod to markets? No, not at all. We we kind of sat down, and when we were designing that, we were just trying to do some like different animals that we thought would work and we liked and were cool. And they came up with a couple different options, and those are the ones that stuck out to us. Because the American label will be a wolf. That one is probably my favorite label too. So that is in the TTB, so that'll probably come up on like Coming Whiskey soon. You guys can see that. Tasting room for November 17th? Probably not. It'll probably be, let's go to November. It'll probably be towards the end, probably like the last week in November, hopefully. Because then we were asked not to do the first weekend because that is rifle season here in Michigan. So I know people like to do that here. So I'd like to just not have gunshots going off everywhere while people are at a distillery. It'd be great. Okay. How many different barrels did you try? I think we went through, let me think, probably about eight barrels or so. And then we'd started the barrel transfer process. We had some finishing barrels that patrons got to vote on, and then me and Dan picked our barrel that we wanted to do. So we did some barrel transfers yesterday. It'll be in the video. So that started hopefully in like a month or two. We're going to track them hopefully in like a month or two. Those are sitting up in the loft. Those will be ready to go, and those will be single barrels for the Patreon. Which I can't believe how many people picked the new barrel as the answer. I honestly thought it would be more of the legacy barrels that people would gravitate towards, but all you guys voted in the fucking new barrel is basically what won. So, man, I don't know if I'm more excited to do special projects or just start bottling as a whole. Will we be making stickers? No. More than likely, we won't do stickers on the single barrels for that, just because they'll be labeled as a single barrel. Yeah. I don't know. I guess we've never. Maybe if we do something special, like a really cool special project or special blend or something, maybe. But more than likely, a lot of the specialty projects are going to be going under the Omen label, and those will be blends. So that might get scaled back. We kind of talked about it on Tuesday because of how the labeling stuff is gone. We might be dropping back Omen blends into maybe a once or twice a year thing instead of the quarterly. But those will be bigger blends. Everyone should be able to get some, not a 100 bottle type of release. Well, I mean, so one of the labels is the Baby Panther label. That was an Omen, so that is a nod to Cookie. And Cookie could use some good thoughts. Apparently hurt his leg, Dan said, the other night. So he's kind of wobbling a little bit right now. He's a tough cat, though. He'll come back from it. Yeah, Doug, if you're in and around the area on that weekend, like I said, just give us an email, and more than likely someone could probably be there to show people around. Like I know we've got some people coming in today to kind of look at it because they were already in town. They'd already reached out and said, "Hey, anyway, while I'm here, I can go see it." And so they're gonna just kind of walk through. We've had some people in and out, but I I hate to let people see it because it's like I also don't want people to think that it's gonna look like that forever. I don't want it to look like shit. I want it to be a cool ass hangout for people to just come in and do some flights and stuff like that. Yeah, I think we'll probably have some distillery only stuff, Craig. So be more like a gift shop exclusive type deal. We've talked about doing a bottle your own thing that we can rotate some single barrels in. That if people are there and want to pick up a single barrel, they can. Just cool stuff. We will not have the fancy Michter's Vendome single barrel filler. Come to find out, anything that says Vendome, very expensive. So we can rig something up way easier than that. They were thousands of dollars. Because they also have one for the triple stave finish one at Bardstown. When you can go in there and use the same thing. And Ron goes, "You don't want this." I go, "Yeah, dude, that's awesome. They'd be perfect." He goes, "Trust me, you don't want it." I was like, "No, I do." He goes, "No." And then I looked him up and went, "I don't want that." You know what? Michter's can afford that. Bardstown can afford that. We could buy more barrels. Yeah, so Virtue's on the outskirts of Midland. So there are I mean, Midland keeps building hotels, and I don't know why. But we have like 6 hotels within 15 minutes or less, probably 10 minutes. Dude, the Backbone, okay. Dan said it before. I'll say it again. That was the best multi-barrel pick we've ever gone on. Everyone got to pick exactly what they wanted. I think every single one is fucking awesome. I gave Dan a lot of shit. I had redrank his sample, and I was like, "Fuck, that is just good, man." That, like, really, really strong root beer sarsaparilla note that he got out of that wave stave barrel, fucking phenomenal, dude. So those would be cool, and price is going to be so much better than the last Backbone we did. Which I mean, that was a cast strength 8-year MGP. It was worth it. I think those were 80 plus ship. These ones should be better than that because we're not going to Kentucky first and then getting imported and doing all that rigmarole. So it doesn't have to get taxed twice. We just pay an import tax now through DC. Gets to you guys. So we just get the fastest saving off to you guys. Dude, I know people are excited, but I just, like I said, we're so close now that when people were coming in and it was at the early stages, it was so much easier to be like, work in progress. Like, don't worry about it. We'll get it there. And now it's like, just right at that cusp where you're like, okay, it needs some polishing. We'll get there. And it's like, I want you guys to see the final product because I'm really excited about it. All right, you know what? I'm going to just, my wife's not here anymore, probably. Well, see, if you do need some morning whiskey, here's what you go with. Get yourself a nice little Japanese focus. It's never going to focus. This is just Hibiki, 86 proof. That's morning whiskey right there. Just a little something that ain't coffee. Let me check it. Still good. Yeah, I think the Backbone that Dan picked is going to be super, super similar to Root Beer Float #1. That was the first Wilderness Trail that we did, and I think it actually has more of the Root Beer Float note. Those wave stave barrels are wild. How much they age the whiskey. Like people talk about like fast aging. That's like a fast finishing. Those wave stave barrels. It's I think Nolan said it was 16 months or something like that. I think it was in the video, 16 or 18 months, maybe less. And how strong that sarsaparilla note is just insane. And Dan thinks it's a modern day dusty note that they get. $170 a bottle for Hibiki, huh? I don't think that's what it is here, in any way, shape, or form. I mean, that's good morning whiskey, but I don't know for $170 in whiskey. Midland knows y'all going to be doing hella tours. Well, we have a minor league baseball team. I think is why they actually have a lot of hotels because it is a pretty big stadium and they do a lot of events and stuff there. So they put up like 2 brand new hotels within a stone's throw of the stadium. So if you guys look up the Loon Stadium, that would be the area that most people would stay, and then it's probably 10 minutes down the road to get to Virtue. How old is it total, if you know? Oh, Dan's, I think, is... Okay, let me think. I think it was... Mental math here. I know how old mine is. Mine was 3 years in a tote, 2 years in a barrel, so it's 5-ish years. If you don't count finishing, it's 3. I think Dan's was 4 or 5 with an extra 18 months in a new wave safe barrel. So 5 to 6, somewhere in there. And then, is it closer to Midland or Freeland? It is literally in the middle. It's on the... So if you look up Costco, I just tell people where it's at now. If you look up Costco, we're about a mile south of Costco. What is your bottle considered? I think it's just... I don't know. It's going under the Backbone Irish. Like, I think he has a label for it already because he has a couple different products he's going to be putting in there. Technically speaking, I have no fucking clue what it would be called because it was imported as Irish whiskey. So I would guess Irish, finished Irish, whatever, like, because it's like a Blue Spot because Blue Spot's done, it's cast strength Irish in used bourbon barrels. So whatever, I think it would be Irish. But, I mean, you could probably throw it on an American label and the TTB wouldn't care because they seem to just not give a shit. We'll be doing some, like, it won't be distillery collaborations, but I think we're going to be doing a collaboration series, which would be a different label under Virtue, where we could have people like Matt come in who is a blender and blend some stuff up, or just be picking a single barrel. Matt's doing a single barrel. That's gonna happen 100%. But I would like to have Matt come in and do some blends. We've got some other people that are very good at blending in the industry. We would like to come in and do almost like a collaboration of distillers. We have drilled a couple before. So if like way back, Dan drilled a barrel of Peerless, and that was probably the first time they let us just drill into barrel. And it still lives on in my memory forever because he pulled the drill out and it went right into his eye, and then was just holding his hand up trying to plug a barrel of just I love that clip. I think we're probably going to end up doing that too because we're going to be palletizing all of our barrels, and a lot of them are side bung, and there's no fucking way I'm going to be pulling all these barrels out, knocking them over, pulling the bung to just get a sample. Way easier to just go whoop, in between a stave or in a stave, and then taking the cedar little spit that they use and knock them on in. It's 2 minutes of time versus 20 minutes of time, especially if it's going to be on like the bottle or the bottom row of the pallet. So we'll get some stuff in there. I'll go for like another 10 minutes or so. Figure we can get some time in there, answer some questions, get you guys hyped for the video that we're doing right now. Yeah, we're doing a pursuit barrel actually. When they had announced that they were doing single barrels, those guys have been like very helpful with us along the way as well, and fucking love them. So when they announced that they were doing single barrels, Dan reached out and was like, "Hey, we need to get in on this," and they were like, "Yep, absolutely." It'd be cool to have them come and do some blending stuff too. I feel like they would look at our stock and go, "That's adorable," and be like, "Yeah, you guys have a lot of whiskey, and we do not right now." So we'll doing some more sourcing along the way. We just got a new line of credit for Virtue, so we can get some more barrels in to have some more options to be doing some blending. It'll be fun. We'll definitely have projects that are Dan specific and me specific. As soon as we found out about wave stave barrels and Dan tasted some, he goes, "Yeah, I'm gonna order some of those." So we'll be definitely doing some double barreling and wave staves down the line. If I were to join Patreon now, would I be able to buy the 13th Colony pick? Yeah, that is going to be Monday. Those are going to be more expensive. I already said that. We do not set pricing. They are older whiskey, and they are cast strength, high cast strength. So lower yields, probably low hundreds, 110s. I think they're 150 each. Probably some of our most expensive whiskey, but probably some of the most fun and unique whiskey. We've never done another cast strength rye, or I don't think we've done a rye that old. I think our second Sagamore was 8 years, and that was 110-ish proof, wherever that bottle made it to. This one is going to be 142-ish proof. What picks do we have coming? So we got the backbones coming. Those, me and Dan both got a pick. Dan's is a wave stave finished bourbon, 5-ish years old. Mine is Irish whiskey, 10-ish years old. Oh, the Mythology was 10 years. Fuck. And that was cast strength. That was like 120, 118, something like that. I forgot about that pick. That was the, I think I blanked that out because of the sticker Dan made up. That was the Audi versus Deer sticker. Good timing. And then, yeah, we have the 13th Colony, which are both dropping Monday. So we got some cool picks still coming for the end of the year. And then we only have one trip left this year for a barrel pick, and that is going to be the Eagle Rare pick. So that'll be another one that's going to be a high yield. We've been there. We've done the Stag pick. I don't know how they do the Eagle Rare picks, but I'm excited for that. That'll be December 4th, and that'll be the last trip for the year. And then we'll be working on getting Virtue to you guys. King of the North, see, that doesn't count. That was Canadian. I don't count them in the running. What's up, Yosh? No, this has been fun. Maybe somewhere down the line we can do some more of these early morning ones and just kind of talk shop in lieu of, I don't know, edited content. If we didn't have so much shit going on today, Dan would have stayed longer. But yeah, he's unloading barrels probably. Hopefully the 4 trucks not being, yeah. That's going to be fun to eventually buy a new one of those because at one point in time, that thing had every light on and it was just flashing. And I think we got swindled, but that's a topic for another time. Georgia is basically Canada. Dan had no idea where Georgia was when we just went to Georgia, which is very sad. And he's drove to Florida before. So he's drove through Georgia more than once. You'd figured he'd know where it's at, but that's Dan doing Dan things. Coffee and cigar stream? Yeah, like that's kind of where I'm at. I have got a tiny little pour of the old Hibiki, and I've just been sipping on. I was going to do warm coffee, but I was late. So we just opted into the cold brew. Way easier. Yeah, I mean, I figured we just kind of do a chill hangout this morning. Most people kind of, it's Friday. Put your feet up. The end of the week. No one comes to a stop sign and just slams on the brakes. You coast on down to that baby. Friday's the coast down. So, have you guys in here, kind of hang out a little bit. I don't know, Paul. Price might scare some people away. I get it. It's not fucking cheap. And we've, everyone's kind of slowing down their holiday spending, so it's kind of you just kind of chill for a little bit. Yeah, what's up, Bob? So I guarantee it'll 100% stuff will make it to the 15 tier if people go crazy and buy everything out in the 15 tier. It just kind of is what it is. I could see it going through though. But hopefully, the plan is today to get some samples pulled from some barrels and then try to do some rearranging in there. We need to get better pallets yet again. Then we can start moving stuff in the rick because a lot of the stuff that got delivered is a year and a half or under. So we're just going to push it off into the side, let it come up in age for, years. And we'll start working with that. We're probably looking at doing something more volume here shortly with some different sourcing that we have. Still in talks with another contract distillation source so we can have two. We can diversify these labels as much as possible. Get you guys some cool shit. Yeah. That's what I'm saying on that. A very interesting question. Which one? Shane? What'd Shane say? Where's it at? I mean, chat's not moving fast. There should be any idea on Irish Distillery for the backbone pick? No, I have no idea on that. I didn't even ask, if I'm being completely honest. That didn't cross my mind. I just heard that an Irish whiskey was a possibility, and I go, yeah, I'm doing that. I was really excited because that we've never done anything close to that. Scott, I'm just kind of chilling out this morning. There'll be a playback on this for people to watch later. Why we drinking bourbon in the morning? I'm not. I'm drinking Japanese whiskey. See, you ain't missing any bourbon this morning. Just kind of hanging out, talking to you guys, seeing what's going on with the community, and we figured this would be a fun way to do it. Mostly because this is easy. I don't have to edit this. Yeah, that's kind of where my head was at. And now we have my puppy dog laying there, being a good dog. He's accepted his fate that he's in here. We did bring a sample. Okay, so I sat down. We'll do tasting notes on the backbone before they launch. Dan can do his, and I'll do mine, and then we can get them out there for you guys. But I think Blue Spot is way more of the like citrus and like biscuity notes than the backbone pick, and I think it's just because of how strong that new bourbon barrel was. It did kind of soften the edges on the Irish profile. I don't know if we're going to do a podcast today. That we were going to maybe shoot something later, but it really depends if I can get Dan back here. It kind of depends on the flow of today and how fast people are going to be in and out of Virtue. Probably not, but we will get back to shooting content again and try not to miss so many. Travel's kind of messed it up. This week has been, like Dan said, just a shit show. I left home yesterday at 9 and got back home at around 7:30. And then we were at Virtue all day doing stuff. So moving barrels was a shit ton of time. We could not have gotten it done in one charge if people weren't there to help. So thank you guys so much for that. Luke and Chris and Dan's dad were instrumental of getting everything unloaded. Yeah, 89 barrels. Doesn't seem like a lot until you see it on a semi, and then you're like, oh, that's a lot. It's a lot. But we got stuff in. It's going to take time. And we're, like I said, we're so close. We're getting there. Just need a little bit more time. Hell or high water, we will be open in November. We'll hopefully pick a date here. It just depends on how the meeting goes today. For lighting sake, because I don't want people in there with the current lighting we have because it is dismal. And just being able to have some cool lighting in there. Dan's got some more furniture ordered. We've got some work to do on that, but it's getting there. And hopefully we can have some stuff that people can purchase while being there. Just all my vices today. A little coffee, a little cigar, a little whiskey, and then probably more whiskey today. I'm gonna have to stop and get Dan and me some breakfast, and we can go through a couple barrels, get some projects rolling, get some ideas, get some organization going on. Luke was definitely helping us roll around barrels and move stuff out, but yeah, the barrel house is a a shit show. I don't know what all Dan posted on Patreon yesterday for lenses and stuff like that, but it's pure chaos out there right now. There's probably some pictures. I know he was trying to upload one, and Patreon is just doing Patreon things and won't ever let you upload, even though we have internet there now. It's just, it's a whole thing. Smoke shop today. I mean, Klein will probably be there. I'm going to be at Virtue. This is the Alec Bradley American is what I got going right now because it's a nice little lighter wrapper, little morning smoke action. I mean, Bob, if you want to, you can stop out at Virtue today. People will be there, hanging out, having fun, popping barrels, hopefully. All right, I'm gonna probably go here in the next couple minutes. We just wanted to come in, check in with you guys, let you guys have some updates, get you excited for the Virtue video on Thursday. So that's a collaboration between Virtue and MGP. You guys can see what's going on there. Still here? Yeah, dude, I'm just chilling. I found a stride. I'm hanging with the people. But yeah, that'll be a little collaboration event. So maybe you guys can take some hints on what some products coming down the line will be. And I'm excited. I'm excited to fucking show you guys what we've been working on. And I know it's just, I mean, it's been a 2-year process, and it's kind of getting to that point where we can be happy to show you guys what's happening. Well, me personally. But yeah, thank you guys for being here. Probably no podcast today just because of timing with everything. If we didn't have 4 meetings at Virtue, I would have just shot one this morning with Dan. I was late. Like I said, that's my fault. I was going to be here about 30 minutes before I wasn't. So we just kind of pivoted to a live stream because Dan, I could just be here with you guys and hang out for a little bit, kind of answer some questions and give you some more information, and then he can go take the first meeting without me, and we just go from there, guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. Fucking love you guys. Stay tuned. It's going to be a wild ride here shortly. So, thank you guys. And then maybe if this goes well, we can go from there. Also, well, I'll throw it in there on the next Monday we do on how much we made on the Wild Turkey video. I threw an extra ad in there than we normally do. We still didn't make $300. I'm still going to just pick some comments and mail it some fucking samples, though. I'll throw it in the next Monday. It's going to be Heaven Hill Bottle and Bond because we wanted to retry it now that's been out for a while. Much better than it used to be. I will see you guys on Monday. Thanks for being here. Knox, you want to say goodbye? Come here, Bobby. Come on up here. Say goodbye. Say goodbye to the people. You know, that's what people want. Puppy dogs. A handsome boy. Let's go.